Right, and with Steve. Steve, it's been a few weeks now since you and the new staff came in. How are things going?
Yeah, very well. We've had a good 2 weeks. Obviously the weather's been a little bit up and down, but the work we've got done on the pitch has been fantastic. As a goalkeeping group, we've worked very, very hard. We start earlier than the outfield players. We specifically get at least an hour of goalkeeping work before they go with the team, and obviously they fit in with the team very well as well. So it's been a good, positive 2 weeks.
You've joined from Swindon Town. I guess it was a tough decision, but with Mark Cooper here, Scott Lindsay joining, and Tom, I guess it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to lie, it was a tough decision. Still on the terraces as a kid at Swindon and worked for the club for the last 9 years, so it was a big decision to move on, but I think it was the right time to move on. Obviously the gaffer's asked me to come across and I enjoyed working with him. He was the one who promoted me at Swindon from the academy into the first team, so obviously I've got a lot to be thankful to the gaffer for. Obviously worked with Scott at Swindon and Tom, so it's a good group to work with, and obviously it's good to meet Wes as well. So yeah, it's a good group we've got together.
There's another Wes, obviously Wes Fotheringham, who you really sort of coached, and he's got that fantastic move to Rangers when you were at Swindon. Can you just tell me a bit about some of the keepers you've worked with in the past?
Yeah, when I was at Swindon, when I was working in the academy, I also helped with whoever the first team goalkeeping coach was at the time, George Wood, Fraser Digby, Dominico Eduardo, Johnny Granville. So I worked, got a lot of experience working with those, and worked with Dave Lucas, Phil Smith, Peter Brezovan, Mark Scott, Lee Bedwell, so a number of the goalkeepers then. And obviously the last couple of years, Wes Fotheringham, Ty Belford, Lawrence Vigouroux, Jake Keane, so quite a vast range of goalkeepers really. But yeah, they've all been good to work with as well. There's not been one bad egg amongst any of them, which makes it obviously easier day to day.
Absolutely. And going back to Wes again, you must be especially pleased to see him get a great move, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a fantastic move. He was touted around a few clubs. But obviously he signed for Rangers in the summer, and obviously it's worked out fantastically well for him.
Yeah, life now moves on, and it's now Forest Green. You're working with the goalkeepers here. The game against Cardiff, the home fans got that chance to see a new style of playing, and also a new style for the goalkeepers to work on, which is obviously your job.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's different ways to play in football. You can be direct, you can play out from the back. Both ways are positive, both ways are negative. So, obviously the gaffer believes that this is the way he wants to play, it's the way we played at Swindon, and it's the way we're going to try and play our football here. Obviously, like I say, there are positives to it, and there are high risks to it as well. The goalkeeping position has changed a lot over the years. It used to be just stand in the goal, make saves, but you've got to be far more than that nowadays, and you've got to be good with your feet. Now, we do a lot of work through the course of the week, not just on shot-stopping skills, but our distribution skills. Short-range passing, long-range passing, first touch to receive, all these elements of the game. The way we play, the goalkeeper will be involved greatly. It isn't just 10 and a man in the goal. He will be the 11th player. So that does bring a lot of pressure. Now, we've only obviously had 10 or 12 days to work on it. That was Johnny's first game of the season. It was Johnny's first game since he got injured. So it was a bit of an eye-opener for him. And I thought generally he did well. Yes, of course, there were areas that he could have done a little bit better, decisions he could have made better, but that's going to happen. That is going to happen. We've still not got quite the balance right. He dealt with 51 back passes the other night, which is more, even at Swindon, the most Wes dealt with in one game is 44, the most Lawrence Vigouroux dealt with in one game is 46. The average back passes at Swindon was 20 in a game, so obviously 51 back passes. We haven't quite got the balance right, but obviously that's the whole point of being in training, and we'll get that balance right. So it was an eye-opener for Johnny, but I thought generally he did okay. And it's we'll go through the analysis shortly after this, and look at areas that he did well in, and look at areas that he could do better in. And obviously each training session, each game that he plays, I'm sure he's going to improve on that.
I think another positive from the fans' point of view, and my point of view from watching as a journalist, it was lovely to see the keepers throwing the ball out to the back three. So that's obviously part of the ethos as well.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, I spoke to Johnny, and he said the style last year was that he wasn't really encouraged to play out from the back. A lot of it had to go into the opposition half, which again is fine. That's the way the team wanted to play last year, and they had success. You can't say it was a wrong decision. But as I say, this year it's going to be a little bit different, and we're going to play out, whether that's throwing it out, whether it's passing out, with the feet. But we're definitely going to have more style to our play. Now, there are obviously going to be times where Johnny does have to go direct. It's not a perfect game. There will be times, and there will be times where it's a little bit high risk, should we say. Hopefully the fans can stay patient with us, because I think once we get going and we get our rhythm, I think they'll enjoy the style of football. And it's important that it's not just the group of staff and the players sticking together, the fans get behind us as well, and we're all in it together, really.
Yeah. When you were a younger man, I know you're still relatively young now, who was your sort of goalkeeping hero growing up?
Neville Southall, and then Peter Schmeichel.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, lovely. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.